So we have finally finished the hardest major order up to date in Helldivers 2. But now we've got this new operation order, which is legitimate undertaking. So we've got a citizen rescue, then we've got to liberate Chuhi or Penta. Whichever one's liberated first, we get a stratagem that's unlocked behind it. So based on whatever we've heard, we know what the two stratagems are going to be. It's going to be a anti-tank minefield, and then it's going to be an airburst, like RPG, like a rocket launcher, essentially. Um, Based on all the discords and all the talk around the town of the Helldivers community, a lot of people are going to go for the the airburst rocket launcher, and I don't disagree. I mean, it's a lot more set in stone. We've already seen the leaks for it. It's a lot more guaranteed, the versatility of the rocket launcher versus the anti-tank minefields. Now, I do think that the anti-tank minefields could be extremely useful when it comes to like defense missions, evacuation missions, especially the new evacuation mission where it's kind of like a siege where you have to close the gates and defend it. I think when I look at stratagems and in terms of utility, I don't only fight bots. I don't only fight bugs. I do a lot of both, and I try and match my loadout to something that could be ran in both. And I think that in terms of the airburst rocket launcher, it could be a very good weapon. Um, but from what I've seen of all the leaks and stuff, it isn't any stronger than a recoilless rifle, than an expendable anti-tank, than a quasar cannon. But it is very good. What one thing that I've seen that it could be very useful for is killing shriekers. If you get crowded by a lot of shriekers, it could take a lot of them out for you, and that could be something that is extremely useful. Now, one thing. Now, obviously, we have a lot of questions, right? So, like, how many rounds come in a pack? How many cartridges of ammo, or how many supply packs it takes to completely refill it? Now, granted, you probably won't run into this issue that much if you got the new ship module that refills support weapons with supply packs 100% instead of partially. I'm looking sort of at this airburst as like a recoilless rifle, but instead of uh, one sort of blast, it has a chain of blasts, and that could definitely be useful in a lot of different things. It based on it, it doesn't look like it kills Hulks on one shot. It looks like it could kill him, but what I do wonder is if that airburst rocket launcher can take out gunships. If it could take out gunships in one shot, that'd be a very nice alternate, because currently what I use to take out gunships is a very spaced out, very well placed autocannon sentry. And of course, the most you can get out of the autocannon sentry is when you have the ship module maxed out for sentries. It turns faster, it moves faster, it's more durable, and it ends up working, wonders for me. It's going to be very hard for me to be able to replace my main loadout with either of these, because I think the quasar cannon is just so versatile. But if the airburst rocket launcher is able to take out pretty much all of the bugs in one shot, given besides a Titan, then it might be a really good use. And then plus the shrieker nest, um, you know, it's going to be hard to pick that over the quasar when you can use a quasar to shoot each spore in two shots. But being able to take out those big hordes in the air around you, that's nice. And one of the determining factors for me is if it can take out gunships in one shot, that'd be really good. That'd be really good. I think that would be its main sort of wooing in people to use it more. But in order for that to happen, I don't know. I feel like it needs to be a lot stronger than a recoilless or a eats or something like that, or at least in the same ballpark. But that blast radius, it depends on like how long it takes to blow up, right? So is it on contact? Is it like a 3 second outburst? So we're just gonna have to see, and hope that that this weapon is extremely as versatile as everyone hopes it is, because it seems like what's gonna happen is everybody's gonna go and liberate Lissath, which is what I'm playing on right now, and then go for Penta to try and get the weapon. Obviously, we'll both, both will be liberated eventually. There's so many people that play that stay active. Obviously, both are going to be liberated, or they'll try and do something funny and liberate them both at the same time. The community is very fun and creative when it comes to stuff like that. Um, but yeah, it should be an interesting time. I'm definitely going to keep looking out for both of these stratagems. I think they'll both be useful. They, I think one is more useful on bots and the other is more useful on bugs. But we're just going to have to see how good these weapons are going to be, and what comes next in this chapter of the war. So what we've seen so far is that when they drop weapons, new stratagems, new support items, anytime in between the war bonds, they usually have um, like a level minimum to get them. I don't think it's going to be that high. I do think the support items are going to be comparatively more expensive to their counterparts. So like I think that the Airburst RPG is going to cost a little more than um, the EATS, the recoilless rifle, the quasar. I do think the anti-tank minefields, given I'm assuming that they're stronger, are going to cost more than the anti-personnel minefields. Um, but regardless, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think there's a lot of people in the community right now that have been maxed out on requisition slips for a long time and have been looking for more and more ways to be able to spend them. So I don't think that, people are going to run into that much of an issue. But what I do recommend is that people just keep focusing on maxing out their ships so that way they can make the most out of these support weapons. For example, the ammunition ship module that lets you reload them faster with more ammo more frequently. The sentry ship module that maxes out all of uh, your sentries and makes them stronger and more durable. And just keep maxing them out because we never know what's coming next. We're just gonna ride out with these two weapons, liberate these next two planets, next three planets technically. We probably have 2 to 3 more major orders before the next war bond, and yeah, then we'll just keep getting it after that. But yeah, thanks for watching.